5 signs elderly exhibit 1 year before dying. Have you ever noticed subtle changes in an aging loved one that made you wonder if something deeper was happening? The truth is, our bodies often send quiet signals long before life's final chapter begins. Today, we're exploring 5 gentle warnings that may appear a year or more before an elderly person's passing, not to alarm you, but to help you provide the best possible care and cherish every meaningful moment. Let's begin with unexplained weight loss, one of the earliest and most telling signs. This isn't about intentional dieting, but rather when pounds seem to melt away without explanation. Meet 2 neighbors at the senior center. Mabel, 83, whose cardigan now hangs loosely despite eating her famous meatloaf weekly. Harold, 83, whose belt has needed 3 new holes in 6 months. Mabel's gradual shrinking isn't vanity. It's her body struggling to absorb nutrients. Harold's disappearing waistline reflects muscle wasting that even protein shakes can't reverse. What's happening beneath the surface? Digestive enzymes decreasing by up to 30% after 80, per Johns Hopkins research. Taste buds declining, making food unappealing. The body's wisdom, slowing metabolism in preparation. Practical comfort tips. Offer smaller, nutrient-dense meals every 2 to 3 hours. Try smoothies with nut butters for easy calories. Focus on hydration, often more crucial than solid food. Now let's discuss the exhaustion that sleep can't fix, a fatigue so deep it transforms daily life. Consider these longtime friends. Ethel, who now naps after making her bed. George, who pauses halfway up the stairs to catch his breath. This isn't ordinary tiredness. It's the body diverting energy from movement to essential organ function. What caregivers should know. The heart pumps 20% less blood by age 85, American Heart Association. Oxygen circulation slows, creating that constant drained feeling. Pushing activity often backfires. Rest becomes medicinal. Gentle support strategies. Preserve energy for what matters most, like family visits. Create cozy rest areas in multiple rooms. Consider a wheelchair for outings to conserve stamina. Let's explore 3 more crucial signs, including the heartbreaking cognitive shifts families often misunderstand and the infection risks most miss until it's too late. But before we continue, have you noticed these changes in someone you love? What small comfort have you found helps most? Share below in the comments section. Your experience could help another family. And if you're walking this journey now, hit the subscribe button, like and share the video. There are subtle signs that may indicate an elderly loved one is entering life's final chapter. Today, we'll explore 3 more gentle signals that often go unnoticed until we look back with hindsight. The mind's quiet retreat. Cognitive changes often manifest in ways families initially dismiss as just senior moments. But there's a profound difference between occasional forgetfulness and the mind's gradual withdrawal. Meet 2 church members. Pastor James, who now loses his place mid-sermon after 40 years of flawless delivery. Margaret, whose famous pie recipe now eludes her despite baking it weekly for decades. This isn't typical aging. Research from Stanford shows these patterns emerge when reduced blood flow, about 15 to 20% less by age 85, slowly deprives the brain of oxygen. What you might observe. Sundowning, increased confusion in evenings. Time traveling, speaking of long-dead relatives as if present. Loss of interest in once-cherished activities. Comfort-focused responses. Frame photos with names/relationships clearly labeled. Play music from their young adulthood. Triggers deep memories. Speak to the person they are now, not who they used to be. The body's weakening defenses. When minor illnesses become major setbacks, it's often more significant than it appears. Consider these hospital volunteers. Nurse Betty, who now contracts every passing cold. Frank, whose paper gut takes weeks to heal. Johns Hopkins research reveals immune function declines about 2 to 3% yearly after 70. What this means practically. UTIs may show as confusion rather than pain. Pneumonia might manifest as lethargy, not cough. Skin tears become gateways for serious infections. Preventive care tips. Monthly nail trims to prevent self-scratches. Hydration tracking, use marked water bottles. Soft bristle toothbrushes to prevent gum tears. Breath as a life barometer. Changes in breathing patterns often worry families most, but understanding them brings peace. Meet 2 retired teachers. Mr. Thompson, whose breathing pauses then races. Mrs. Alvarez, who now sleeps propped upright. These are natural adaptations as the body conserves energy. What science tells us. Shane Stokes' breathing affects 40 to 50% in final months. Oxygen levels naturally decline as circulation slows. The body knows when to prioritize comfort over correction. Supportive measures. Cool mist humidifiers ease labored breathing. Elevated pillows reduce air hunger. Light back rubs can regulate breathing patterns. Let's not forget the spiritual and emotional transitions that often accompany these physical changes, including the beautiful phenomenon of nearing awareness and how to create meaningful final moments. If you're recognizing these signs in someone you love, take heart. Your awareness alone makes you an extraordinary caregiver. What's one small comfort you've discovered? Share in the comments below. Your insight might light the way for another family on this journey. The emotional and spiritual transition. As the body begins its gradual slowing, equally profound changes often occur in a person's emotional and spiritual state. These transformations can be beautiful yet confusing for loved ones. Let's explore them with compassion and understanding. The gift of nearing awareness. Hospice nurses often witness a remarkable phenomenon in life's final months, what they call nearing awareness. This isn't dementia or confusion, but rather a person's subconscious preparation for transition. Meet two remarkable souls. Eleanor, 89, who suddenly began describing beautiful gardens and long-departed relatives visiting her. Samuel, 92, who started giving away cherished possessions with meaningful explanations. Research from the University of North Carolina suggests these aren't hallucinations, but rather a form of spiritual intelligence. What you might notice. Vivid dreams or visions of deceased loved ones. Sudden resolution of long-held grudges. Unusual clarity about life's meaning. How to respond. Don't correct or dismiss these experiences. Ask gentle questions. Tell me about who you're seeing. Document these moments. They often become precious later. The language of withdrawal. As energy wanes, emotional expression often changes in surprising ways. Consider these long-time married couples. The Petersons, where chatty Mildred now prefers silent hand-holding. The Garcias, where once affectionate Carlos gently pushes help away. This isn't rejection. UCLA studies show it's the mind conserving energy for what matters most. Understanding the shift. Fewer words, but deeper meaning and touches. Less interest in outside world, more in core relationships. Childhood memories surfacing as recent events fade. Creating connection. Speak through touch when words fail. Share old photos without demanding recognition. Play their life soundtrack. Music bypasses cognitive barriers. The surge before the calm. Many families report a puzzling final rally that often precedes the last days. Meet two families' experiences. The Wongs, where bedridden Grandma Lee sat up asking for her favorite meal. The O'Connors, where Grandpa Pat suddenly recognized everyone after weeks of confusion. Medical journals describe this as a final gift of energy. How to cherish it. Have meaningful foods ready, even just tastes. Keep important family members on standby. Capture video messages if appropriate. Creating sacred space for life's final journey. Simple things from setting up the room just right to those last precious conversations that echo through generations can enhance peace. If you've witnessed these transitions, you know they're as profound as they are mysterious. What unexpected gift emerged in your experience? Your story in the comments could comfort someone feeling alone in this journey. As we conclude this series, let's focus on the most practical yet profound gift we can offer, transforming these final days into a time of peace, connection, and even beauty. These aren't just medical recommendations, but time-honored practices refined through both hospice wisdom and modern research. The healing environment. Small changes to physical space can have outsized impacts on comfort and connection. Consider these real-life examples from hospice nurses. Mr. Jensen's agitation eased when his family positioned his bed to view the bird feeder. Mrs. Rodriguez began breathing more peacefully after her grandchildren's drawings were taped where she could see them. Evidence-based environmental tweaks. Lighting. Soft, indirect natural light reduces confusion. Mayo Clinic study shows 30% less agitation. Sound. Low-volume familiar music. 60 beats/minute matches resting heart rate. Texture. Many find comfort in soft fleece rather than starched hospital linens. The last conversations that matter. Communication transforms when words become scarce but meaning deepens. Powerful approaches caregivers report. The 3 things method. 1. Thank you for. Specific memory. 2. I forgive you for, if needed. 3. I love you because. The wordless dialogue. Mirroring breathing patterns. Gentle hand tapping and rhythm. Shared silence holding meaningful objects. When eating stops. One of family's hardest moments, but natural process experts understand. What hospice teams want you to know. The body knows when to stop. Digestion requires energy the body needs elsewhere. Dry mouth care, ice chips, swabs, often provides more comfort than forced fluids. This cessation triggers natural endorphins that ease the transition. The final hours, a sacred time that follows its own rhythm. Signs and gentle responses. Breathing changes, soft humming of familiar tunes. Cool extremities, warm, not hot, washcloth rubs. Restlessness, quiet reassurance. We're here. It's okay. Creating legacy in real time. Even now, lasting memories can form. Simple, profound ideas. Fingerprint jewelry made together. Recording favorite recipes in their voice. Blessing way ceremony. Adapting Navajo tradition, where each visitor adds a bead to a string while sharing a memory. After the last breath. The first moments of grieving and honoring. What many find helpful. The vigil hour, sitting quietly together before calling anyone. Washing the body with lavender water, an old monastic practice. Placing meaningful small objects in the casket or with the urn. Remember, your presence through this journey is the greatest medicine. Not the perfect words or actions, but the courage to show up exactly as you are. If this video has helped you, pay it forward. Share one insight that might help others in the comments. And know that in learning these things, you've joined the ancient and sacred tradition of midwifing souls, not with medical expertise, but with humanity's oldest wisdom, love that stays.